you can't figure it out, then you need a therapist, or you need someone. Maybe you need medication. But that's what people don't understand. They just want to have a pity party, and they just want to continue saying the same shit over and over again. And I just can't do that. If I'm saying, and I say the same shit over and over again, and then what I do is I stop myself and I say, you know what? I need to go look into that therapist that I keep talking about, because I just sound like a broken record.
That was great content and cut. What's going on, you guys? It's your girl Kris.
And it's your girl Lex.
And we are here to finally bring you the video version of Figuring It Out with Kris and Lexx. Don't forget to also listen to the podcast if you are on your way to work or you just want to listen.
Doing anything. I just feel like we're amazing. You should listen to us.
Get us on the radio, period.
Absolutely. I could see myself, sitting right next to the Breakfast Club. My faves.
Me too. Imagine we get the same set and they switch them out. And we
oh my gosh, and we go on after them, switch out one of those little DJs no one else listens to. That would be great.
Okay. So, we're going to get started right now. So now you'll be able to see our facial expressions and everything like that. This is cool. Ding! What is going on, you guys? And we are back for season 2.
Didn't you guys miss us?
Woo! Can we get a studio clap? We got a live studio audience, as always. But let's jump right into today's episode. Today we're talking about generational entitlement. I feel like this generation, the more these people have kids, the more the kids get more and more entitled.
But we make them that way. We make these kids the way that they are.
Yeah. They're too spoiled. They're too fucking spoiled.
Yeah, they get everything.
And that's on period. Wow, we got a lot of people excited for season 2 right now, guys. So let's jump right into the conversation. So our first topic is going to be talking about parents and entitlement. Like Lex said, I feel like we make these kids entitled because the way they're spoiled
and the way that we raise them. When I was younger, I don't think I was an entitled little brat because I knew the structure. I knew what to do and what not to do. I knew how to act, but I don't think these kids really have that anymore.
Another thing, I feel like my parents kind of explained to me what it took. Number one, I feel like parents, my mom, when she would get home from work, she would complain about the bus ride to the city and back, complain about her boss, complain about getting there on time, complain about everything, complain about how hard she worked. So she kind of embedded in me that because how hard she works is the reason why I have all these things.
Yeah.
And when I would ask for certain stuff, she would be like, no.
Absolutely not.
What did you do? You know what I'm saying? You have to work for the things that you want. And also, just because you were good this week still doesn't mean that you're going to get something.
And I think,
because you're supposed to be good.
And I think that's a great point, because now I feel like, and I say this all the time to my kids, I do not reward bad behavior. I only reward good behavior. And I'm talking about consistently good. I'm talking about go above and beyond with your grades. I'm talking about, not saying be the perfect little angel, but there's times where you should get rewarded and you shouldn't get rewarded.
Right.
One thing I felt as a child is I felt even when I did the right thing, I didn't get rewarded. And that's one thing that I try to do. If I see you doing something different, meaning, you listen, I don't have to repeat myself. I tell you one time you do it, you're coming home doing your homework, getting your snack, you're following the routine, stuff like that. I will reward you. You want to go out to eat this weekend? Right. I will reward you for that. With me, I felt like I didn't have that. I felt like, if you need to do good, you need to get better grades, you need to do this, and then
it was never enough.
For the short period of time where I did do that, because I'm like, oh, I want a cookie, I didn't get it. So it's like what's the point of being good? And now I feel like we do this to our kids, and it's still not enough. They still want more. There's no satisfaction at all. And it's how do we satisfy these kids?
Exactly.
We give them above and beyond. We bust our ass, and it's still not enough.
And I feel like they think, oh yeah, when I get home from school and I'm done with homework, I'm supposed to get the iPad.
Absolutely.
That's just normal life.
Absolutely.
What do you mean I can't get the iPad?
I can't. Why can't I play on your phone?
Why can't I get on YouTube?
Yeah, why can't I do? And I think it's also the technology, because kids nowadays, they see what other kids are doing.
And they see what their parents are doing. We're on our phone 24/7. So they're thinking it's just normal, like, you know what I mean?
And,
but it's a privilege, and they don't understand that.
But for a certain sense, like, I kind of understand that. Like you said, like, we're on our phone 24/7, so why can't they be on their phone? But the one thing I try to do is, yes, I'm on my phone, but I'm still engaging in your conversation.
Right.
You're still talking to me, and I'm still responding.
And plus, I'm an adult, you're not.
But at the same time, so that means when they're 18, you're an adult now, are we going to be able to let them be on their phone 24/7, or are we going to snatch it out their hands?
At 18, I feel like you need to have your own phone, and... Listen, when I was 18, don't take my phone. That's OD.
Yeah, you're done for.
But also, another topic I wanted to touch on was when we get older. So, when you're in that period of time where you're grown, but also you're still living in your parents' house, or your parents are still somewhat taking care of you, you're still dependent on your parents, but at the same time you're grown. I feel like that, at that stage, that's when kids really, really get entitled.
Yeah.
Like, feeling like, oh... I'm supposed to live in your house rent free. Oh, you're supposed to be paying my car insurance.
Yeah.
Oh, you're supposed to pay my phone bill.
Yeah.
When technically at 18, they don't have to do anything for you at that point. Like anything after 18, that's a privilege. Like my dad still pays my phone bill to this day. Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. And I swindle my way every time he has to. Every time we talk about that phone bill, I be swindling my way into making him allow me to stay on there just because I know he doesn't have to do that. And absolutely. I would never be upset at my dad for saying, hey, you know what, Poops, because that's what my dad calls me. Like, hey, you know what, Poops, it's getting a little expensive. I'm going to have to kick you off. Yeah. I can't be like, I'm so pissed off at my dad because he took me off his phone bill. That's his shit.
Yeah.
I'm privileged to be on there because I don't pay nothing. Yeah. He don't have to do that for me.
I get that because that's how you were raised. You didn't have to, but I kind of feel bad for some of the people that, like, they got their hands held their whole life. Everything, they got supported with every single thing. They didn't have to pay anything. They didn't have to pay their phone bill, their car note, anything like that. And now they're at a certain age and their parents are like, okay, now you have to pay everything. With something like that, I understand. That's an adjustment. With me, when I got a car, my dad said, you're paying car insurance. Half the time this nigga took my car and I still had to pay car insurance. But it was just a responsibility. When I got a car, I had to pay for AAA. It was a responsibility. Like, I learned from a young age. But I feel bad for the people that all of a sudden, they're 20 out of college and now you got to pay rent, you got to pay this. They've never even got to do that. So with that, I understand why they would feel entitled. Because if that was me,
I still don't understand. Because honestly, I understand you're comfortable with that and that's what you're used to, but at a certain point you mentally know, you realize that there's a real world outside of mommy and daddy. But you have to know that.
But sometimes people don't know that. If you're getting cradled, rocking the baby handheld, and there's no expectation, like your parents aren't telling you, babe, when you turn 20, I'm gonna do this. If they keep doing everything for you and then all of a sudden say, no, now you gotta pay for everything, I would be shocked too. Like I said, it's not me. They made me pay for my shit. But I'm just saying other people. I completely understand the kid entitlement that they think that they should still have X, Y, and Z. I get that. I get it.
I'm not convinced.
Marilyn.
Mom's calling, guys. Gotta decline the call, Mom.
That's a great picture of her.
I know. She looks so good.
That's a great picture of her. But I definitely... Wait, someone on our live said, all of a sudden the bills just came out of nowhere. You right, Lex. It was hard, but I wish my parents made me... Oh, my phone died. My parents made me pay it off.
I guess that can be like a little shocking when you've been cradled all your life, but I just still think like at some point you have to realize that there's a world outside of mommy and daddy and that things get rough. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's right on a parent's behalf to cradle you. I think cradling is the most toxic thing you can do when raising your child because at the end of the day, you're not going to always be there to hold that child's hand. So why are you making it seem like you're always going to be there when in all reality, it's not reality. Like,
it's not, but I think as a parent, sometimes
I feel like as a parent, your job really is to prepare that child for the real world. So what are you really doing if you're just cradling them the whole way through? Like, you know what I mean? They're not prepared for anything.
They're not, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that these kids that were cradled, I do feel bad for them when they go out in the real world because they don't expect it. Yeah. And what I think what the parents do is they feel fed up. Like with me personally, if I was paying for everything, your phone, your car, everything, and now Blake is, say, 20 years old, and I'm getting fed up. I got bills too. I want to go on vacation, but I'm sitting here paying all your bills. Then all of a sudden I throw everything on you. I get that.
And then
on the parents' behalf, it's just frustration. Like, you didn't know how to transition them. And I think that's what a lot of the thing is. Parents, sometimes they might not know how to transition you into, now you got to pay for this, now you got to pay for that because they've been doing it for so long. And then they just throw it all on you because they're frustrated. But at the same time, as a kid, you're confused.
Yeah.
How did we get to this? You were paying for everything and now you're not? Like, I completely understand.
I understand that. It probably is shocking, and it's probably like, well, what the fuck do I do now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially if you didn't teach them any responsibility. Like, growing up, if I had my own money and we went to the store and I wanted something, you got your own money.
Right, that's true. They
pay
do
for
that.
it. That's all you.
Ashley XO Code says, so what's the line between guiding and cradling?
Ooh.
I feel like it's not even a thin line. I feel like because my parents, they gave me everything I needed.
Absolutely.
Keyword needed.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they gave me things that I wanted. Let me tell you something. A dog was at the top of my Christmas list until I was like, 13. Since I was like maybe like 5, I put a dog on top of my Christmas list every single year. Every single year I got a teddy bear. A teddy bear, stuffed animal dog, until I showed that, hey, I'm responsible enough. I was doing the dishes. I was cleaning my room. I was making sure I wasn't leaving no dishes in the room, eating downstairs, all that stuff, until I finally was able to, prove that I was responsible enough to get a dog.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to give your child what they need, and then the extra things on top of it. Like, let's say if you turn 16, oh yeah, mommy, I want a car. You can pay the insurance. But that child's gonna pay the car note, or that child is gonna get a job.
Yeah.
Even if it's a little tiny part-time job, even if it's mowing the lawn, even if it's cleaning the house.
Responsibility.
You have to do something, because you're not gonna be riding around the car and I'm putting gas in it and I'm paying insurance and I'm paying the car note, because at the end of the day, that's not reality. It's not always gonna be like that. At a point, you're gonna have to pay your own shit, and that's just period.
The responsibility of it all.
Yeah.
But I feel like some parents don't know how to do that transition. Like, they feel stuck. Like, I don't want to just throw them out.
That's why you need to do it at a young age. A pretty young age.
Yeah. I told Blake before that I think when the kids become 18 and they want to still live in the house, every month I will make them pay rent. Like, I will make them, okay, so you're 18 now, you're going to pay $100 a month. When you turn 19 and you're living here, you're going to pay $200, $20, $300. Until the point where they're going to want to get out, honestly, because I feel like
that gives them
but at the same time, when they go out into the world, I will give them all back that money. Because that's their, they save that money, they paid their rent, they do this.
But they never knew.
But of course, I'm not going to tell them. I hope they don't listen to this podcast. But I'm not going to tell them that they're going to be getting all this money back. But I just want to teach them that responsibility of, now you have to prioritize. You want to go out with your friend, but you need to pay your rent. You need to do this, you need to do that. And just so they know that, this is what the real world looks like. This is what you're going to have to do. The problem that I have is I don't want to pay rent, and let me try to find the right words to articulate. What am I paying rent for? If I've lived in your house for 20 for
what are you doing with the money?
Basically.
But at the same time, I feel like
why all of a sudden do you need this money? Why do you need it to keep the lights on? You kept the lights on for my whole life.
But listen, at the end of the day, that teaches you life is not always fair. Life doesn't always have an explanation.
Absolutely.
Like, I be thinking the same thing. Why the fuck do I gotta pay car insurance? I gotta pay all this money a month just in case. That shit ain't fair. But life ain't fair. So when my kids give me rent, well, what are you really using it? I'm using it to get my fucking nails done. Because life ain't fair. fair, and that's what makes you used to it. Because when you go out in the world and you try to get an apartment or you try to do something like, you know what I'm saying, just simple shit, then you start realizing, like, wait, hold on,
but
this ain't fair.
At the same time, I get, you know, my parents used to always tell me life ain't fair, but at a certain point, it's like there should be a difference when you have parents. Like, when you have parents, I should know that, you know, life isn't fair, but this is my mommy. Like, my mom isn't going to treat me like this. And when I go out into the world, they're going to treat me like this. But my mother would never do that. And I think that's the line.
But I feel like your kid needs to have that in the back of their head. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like for me, for instance, if my mom was to charge me rent, which when I was living with my mom, she did not charge me rent. But had she charged me rent, I would have never been upset with her. And I would have known that she ain't doing shit with that money. My mom makes good money. Yeah. So the only thing she's doing with this $200, $300 a month is really
spending it.
You know, pocketing it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I know in the back of my head that if I say, Mommy, I really don't have the rent, she's not going to be like hounding me like the fucking landlord. Like, no, I want my fucking money. Yeah. But when she sees me going out and shopping and I'm bringing in, oh, yeah, Mommy, look at this new jacket I bought. Yeah. Oh, I just got you got money to get your nails done? Yeah, but okay, we have money to give me my rent. Yeah. But if I really come to her and say, hey, student loans is kicking my ass, that's my mother. Yeah. So she's going to give me that break. But I feel like that's how all parents should be. Of course, you're going to give your child that break because that's your child. Yeah. And you really sympathize for them, and you're the only person in the world that's going to give them that break. But if they're not struggling, then what's your excuse?
But at the same time, I don't know how your parents are. Not saying this is how my parents are, but some parents, preferably black parents, it could be anything. You could say, you know, I don't have that money right now. You come inside with a fucking McDonald's cup, small size, that's $1. But you have money to go to McDonald's, but you don't have money to pay me $500. It's not the same.
McDonald's is different.
It's not the same.
McDonald's is different. But if my mom saw me getting my nails done and I owed her money, or she was expecting money from me, nails is not look at my nubs right now. We don't have nails on, and that's sacrifice. Like, you know what I mean? That's sacrifice. And that's what my mom would expect. Like, you if you have money to get your nails, your toes, a jacket, outfit, you go on a homecoming, you have money to give me my freaking bills.
Money. Okay.
You have money.
Okay.
Let's look at the live.
You got it, sis. You got it.
People are agreeing with me. Sorry, sweet cheeks. People are agreeing.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying I understand the other side as well. Yeah. I understand both sides of the spectrum. Like, this is how I'm saying now. But my kids are only 9 months and 7. Yeah. When these little niggas start really talking and walking, maybe I will say something else. But
you will. Because
I absolutely
you know why?
will.
Because then you're gonna start seeing the laziness too.
Absolutely.
When you see your child complaining about, oh yeah, Mommy, I don't have money for the rent. Yeah. And all this other stuff. Mama, I'm struggling. Da 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 da. But then you go in their room, you're like, what you doing? Oh, I'm just watching YouTube, da-da-da. But when's the last time you applied for a better job? When the last time you did this? Because that teaches your child, my mom's asking me for rent. Well, let me get a better job. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're not in the back pushing them, they're just going to sit there on their ass.
But at the same time, I feel like kids don't have the fear like they had. When I was younger, and my mom gets off of work at 3 o'clock. Every day. She works about 10 minutes away. So I knew by 3:15 Emerald's walking through the door. 3:11? Jasmine, hurry up. Go get the broom. Go clean some shit up. Did you take the chicken out? Did you put it in the sink? Like, we knew that type of fear. Like, hurry the fuck up. They're coming. They're coming. Now, me and Nose, I get home at X amount of time. I come in, trip over some shoes, Mia, you knew I was going to be... Oh, well, you know, I was watching this on YouTube.
It really got my attention.
And this, you know, I got distracted. But it's like, it's no fear. Yeah. Like, it's nothing. And
it's not... They ain't getting hit.
And it's not just with my child. It's with a lot of kids that I notice. It's all about Fortnite and watching other kids play with stuff on YouTube.
Facts. Ashley says, what age do you feel it is necessary to teach your child real life things like taxes, saving, etc.?
Now, my child is 9 months at this point. Blake, pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. Like, no, he has coordination. He can pick up stuff when I have food in his face, he can put it in his mouth. So just little stuff, like not even to be funny, but just so you get in your head, you know, you drop this, pick it up. Just little, I'm saying, because little lessons like that turn into bigger lessons. Yeah. You know, to clean up, first it's clean up after yourself. Now it's going to be like, you know, you have $1. Why don't you put that $1 in your piggy bank? Or how about, you know, I'll give you 4 quarters. Put 50 cents in your piggy bank. Keep 50 cents in your pocket. Just little stuff like that.
I think my parents started teaching me around, like, I remember it was after my Sweet 16, and I had got like a big lump sum of money from, you know, family members and all that stuff, and that's when they finally gave me my own debit card and my own account. And I think I was like a junior or a sophomore in high school. In high school, and that's when they really taught me, like, they stopped buying me shit that I just wanted. Yeah. And honestly, they stopped buying me back to school clothes. Honestly. Yeah. Like, my mom may have given me like $200, but what the fuck is $200? You trying to stunt on them on the first day? You can't stunt with $200.
No, see, that's just
so
that's
I had to save my money. I had to do little bits and try to get money from different ways, asking other people, swindling my way to get money, and I had to really learn what it was like to save. I had to learn what it's like, you know what I'm saying, to really be an adult. And that's what really, you know, made me to who I was when I was in college. Like, I never used to call my parents for money. Yeah. The first thing I did when I was able to get a job, when I was in college, I got a job. I wasn't even thinking about asking my parents. That wasn't even a thought in my head. Like, oh, let me just go ask my parents. Granted, they were giving me money every time I would ask. But, like, after a while, I'm like, listen, I can't do what I got to do with this little bit of money you're giving me, and I'm not about to ask for more, because some kids will really sit there and ask for more. I would never dare ask my mother for more money after she just gave me money.
Take what you got. Take what you got.
She will curse me out. Kendrell's mommy says, this isn't an age for the lesson, but if your child is able to do these things, then yes, let them do it. It builds character. Star says, I was taught as soon as I started asking for money. That, which is like 6. But yeah, when you start asking for money, that's a fact. Yeah. When you start asking for money, like, okay, well, you got enough sense to ask for money, you're going to know how to handle money.
And save it.
And you're going to know how to save it. And you're going to know what it's like to work hard for it. And you're not going to be feeling entitled. Like, oh, mommy got $500. You entitled to $100? No, the hell you not. You entitled to the clothes on your back and the food that's in your stomach. That's about it.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. Like, as soon as we get a little something, it's like, oh, what am I getting? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing at all. But I'm saying that's the entitlement of this generation. Like, it's really like, I don't care. Like really,
when you Lex be bringing home seafood, crab legs and everything. Y'all know that's expensive. Me be like, well, where's mine?
And you know the thing,
entitlement.
But at the same time, this is what we taught her. When we go out to eat and we get crab legs, we don't tell her, no, you can't get crab legs. So now when I bring it home, because I just want to have a little quick snack by myself, she thinks, well, you gave it to me at Red Lobster. Right. Why can't I have it now? I was taught, you know, don't even ask for it. If you get a little taste, you get a taste.
Exactly.
It's all our fault though, as parents. It really is. And I think that's one of the hardest things to realize as a parent is you guided your child through what they are. Like, I don't want to say they're the way that they are because of you, but kind of, sort of. Like, when they curse you out and they do this, that, and the third.
It's because you allowed them.
It's because you allowed them to do it. So now it's at a point where it manifests into something else. Like, now you can't even control it, but because you should have controlled them when they were 5 doing it. Exactly. And now when they're 15, you're, oh my gosh, no, you shouldn't.
That's why I feel like every child should have fear. Like, John Mayer always say, like, when we have kids, our kids are going to fear. He always talking about they're going to fear him. No, because I don't believe in men putting their hands on kids. I'm not going to put my hands on them. They're going to fear both of us, especially mommy. Mommy coming for that ass.
You know, with me, I don't think I would hit my kids at all. I don't.
I'm not going to say anything because I don't want nobody to come to my house.
I don't think I'm going to hit my kids. Maybe like a tap, a love tap, but I want them to know words are a lot worse than.
Oh, I want them to know. I want them to be scared of this.
Only because in the real world, that's not how we're raised. If you don't do what you're supposed to do at your job, your boss doesn't slap you across your face. Absolutely not. That's not what happens in the real world. It's not. If you don't do what you're supposed to do,
that's the point.
If you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're gonna be in punishment. You're going to jail. You stole, you're going to jail. I will take their ass to the police station every chance I get.
Eventually they're going to get hit because once they get into jail.
I'm about to say, well, maybe that'll be a lesson if they do something OD. not fear.
Just very structured.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. They need to know what's right and what's wrong. Yeah. And we need to be the ones to guide them and to tell them, this is dead ass wrong. This is not what you... My phone's already dead.
No, I'm talking about my computer charger. But anyway.
Oh, right here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you dearly. Thank you kindly, girl.
No problem, sis.
But I just think that entitlement really is a bitch when it comes to parenting, because I don't want to be disrespected, and I don't want to like if I was to tell my kid, hey, I can't pay for this, or hey, I don't want my kid to be mad at me just because I say, you know what I'm saying? Just because I'm putting my foot down. And I feel like that's what entitled kids do.
Oh, get mad when you have to be strict, or get mad when you have to change something up.
And even if it's not like, of course, cursing you out, like, of course, that's OD. But I'm saying, like, not talking to you or having a little attitude. Bitch, you better fix your face. You better fix your face. Just because I said I wasn't going to buy you this,
but at the same time, that goes back to, if they're used to having X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, and now all of a sudden you're telling them, no, you can't have it. I'll be mad too. Like, what now?
Yeah, but you better not show it.
Now all of a sudden my mom's broke.
She
been buying me all this stuff. Now she don't got no money. Like I said, I get both ends of the spectrum. But you're right. I don't want to say they don't need to show it, because at this day and age, we need to show our kids that they're allowed to have emotions. If you're upset about something, you need to express it. Don't be just making these stank ass faces. Tell me what's wrong. I'm really disappointed because, I really wanted to go to the dance, but you say you don't have money to buy me a dress. Whatever. Explain that to me. Now, we'll work together to find something out. And I feel like one thing with our parents that they did was, it was just no. And we can't ask why not.
Right.
There's no explanation. No.
My mom was good for that.
And then I said no. And then it's just a cliffhanger. And then you sit there talking to your sibling like, so why do you think she said no? Like, so what do you think happened? Like, we did everything right. We cleaned up the kitchen before she got home. So it's like, one thing I think we need to do, and I think that will maybe help the kids' entitlement, is express why certain things are happening. Right. A lot of times, a lot of change happens and we don't tell them anything until the last minute. Okay, yeah, we're moving to Antarctica. Why? Because we're fucking moving. That's why. Like, sheesh, like, I'm sorry. And then now the kid has all these emotions. They don't know what to do. And it's like, parents just act like they don't care.
Yeah. And she pointed out a very good point on our live. If you guys don't join our live, make sure that you join our lives to get your points in, or you can email us.
Yep.
She said, they didn't ask to be here. That's what a lot of kids say. And I feel like that line right there, I didn't ask to be here, that line right there is literally entitlement.
You think so?
Yes.
I told my mom at one point, and
I used to say that, but
I told my mom she should have swallowed me if she's gonna be having these types of attitudes. And I think it comes with certain things. Like,
but that's entitlement. Like, really think about that. I didn't ask to be here. That is so disrespectful. Like, that is so...
It is, but at the same time, if you...
Like, I gave you life. I gave you the best thing in the world, life. You're sitting there breathing. Like, you wouldn't even be able to say, but you should never have me.
But at the same time, sometimes you don't feel loved from your parents. Sometimes you just feel like,
I feel like that's so disrespectful. I would slap my kid in the face if they said I didn't ask to be here.
But sometimes
you making me, like, I really treat you that bad to where as though you talk about...
But sometimes you don't know how you treat people. You don't. Maybe you do treat them that bad. Maybe maybe they do feel like, imagine, you keep doing stuff, you feel like everything you do is not right. You feel like you just keep fucking up this, that, and the third. And then it's like, if I'm such a fuck up, why did you want me to be here? And I feel like if my kid said that to me, I would really have to sit and I would have to reflect. Why did I keep you? There was plenty. No, seriously. There was plenty of things that I could have did. I could have used protection, or like I said to my mom, I could have swallowed you. But why did I choose to have you? Because I wanted to love you. I wanted you to grow. I wanted X, Y, and Z. And I feel like a lot of the times, with our parents, not necessarily our parents, but with our generation, we didn't give our kids, or they didn't give their kids that love. And I feel like sometimes they don't feel that. Just think of the reasons why kids commit suicide all over across it's not just because of bullies.
Yeah, it's not.
Because the thing about it is, if I had bullies, I would think, well, at least my mama loves me. And I feel like with kids nowadays, sometimes they don't think that. And that's back to our point. That's why someone will say something like that. Why did you ask? Why did you want me here if this is how you're going to treat me?
I feel like you only say that if you're really like in a shitty position with your parents.
But at the same time, you don't know.
But if you're saying, why did I didn't ask to be here off of just some simple shit like,
oh yeah, off